right, well, welcome everybody. My name is Sandy Stewart. I have been involved with ASEA for almost 6 years now, and I just feel so passionate about this product, and especially in the area of athletic performance and endurance and recovery. I think it's an area that we all need to know about and learn about. So I spoke with some of you at the Coaches Convention, and we are recording this for those who aren't able to attend, to really learn about the benefits of ASEA Redox and how it can help you live younger, longer, but also improve athletic performance, recovery, and optimal health. I'm going to start with a video, I think, just to kind of set the stage of what this is about, and then we'll introduce our other speakers, so hold tight here. Get over to my other.
We can be broken down. Under a microscope, we can be reduced to a set of systems built on tiny cells. We can be broken down. Exercise tears muscles, tests every breath. Opposition challenges our strength, our belief, our desire, and we push back. We use that resistance to build strength. We use it to build stamina. We use it to understand ourselves. We use it to make setbacks our launch pads and obstacles our stepping stones. Ours is a story of recovery, of being broken down to rise up stronger, of turning stress to strength. This is more than a story of fitness. This is the story of life itself. We embrace the breakdown to enhance the buildup. We do it on hillsides, in the pool, and down city streets. We do it through fortitude, through ingenuity, and undeniably through our biology. Our cells are performance structures. While we're talking about our day, our cells are talking to each other, building, renewing, regenerating. At ASEA, this is what we know. This is what we do. So you can maintain the miracle of your body and know what you're made of. We all get broken down, and each of us faces the choice to surrender or rise up stronger.
Switch over to my PowerPoint here. So to really get a preview of kind of some of the impact that we can have with our health with this product called Redox. So today we're going to cover a couple of things here that I've got on the flyer. An overview of what redox signaling molecules are and their importance in health, some of the athletic benefits and some of the athletes currently using ASEA Redox, some of the safety with Dr. Silverman, who'll be joining us. He's on the medical professionals panel. A personal testimony by my volleyball mentor, Ruth Nelson, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience, and we'll answer some questions at the end of the webinar. So let's get started here. So if you've not heard of Redox, you're in very good company, because I had never heard of it either. And yet medical professionals around the globe are calling this one of the greatest health science breakthroughs of our lifetime. Not only for health and wellness, but for athletic performance and just looking better and living younger, longer. But it's kind of important to start with what ASEA Redox is not, because it's a little bit of a paradigm shift. People are used to thinking about supplements in a variety of ways, including is it a vitamin, is it a mineral, is it an antioxidant, is it a juice, is it oil, a CBD oil? It's really none of those, but yet Redox goes beyond nutrition and ingredients to impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. And for a lot of people, this really is the missing link to better health and that edge on the athletic fields. We all need a good foundation in life. Our health needs a good foundation. Our body needs a good foundation. So that is redox signaling molecules. It's really the foundation that underlies everything with our health, and you'll learn more about that today. If you think about our body, it's made from cells, which incorporates systems, organs, and the function of our body. So redox signaling actually impacts everything in our body, and if our cells aren't signaling, we don't live as well, and basically nothing else really matters. So the problem with redox signaling molecules is we do make trillions when we're young, trillions of these molecules in our system, in our body, in every 25 plus trillion cells in our body are these redox signaling molecules. And we live and die at that cellular level. And if we don't have that foundation for healthy for our healthy cell communication, we're just not living optimally. Well, the challenge of this is that we have trillions when we're young and we hit puberty, and then we have a steady decline over the decades. Because of age and diet, stress, toxins, injury, we lose these redox signaling molecules. We just don't function as well. So about estimated 10% every decade that we lose these molecules. And by age 50, you have half of what you had when you was younger. And ASEA Redox, and ASEA the company, actually started studying this 20-some years ago. And they found a way to take pristine salt water, or saline basically. They break down the molecular structure of the water, of the saline, and convert these molecules, these free-floating atoms, into bioidentical, bioavailable redox signaling molecules. And they are high energy, and they donate their energy to you through this supplement. It's an amazing, amazing technology from both the topical application as well as the supplement as well. And if you've never heard of redox, I like to kind of share some information about the science because it is a huge area of science. Books are being written about this. In '98, when these molecules were discovered, as far as the function, they won a Nobel Prize. We've had 6 Nobel Prizes since then. We have an annual conference on redox. I've got several of the books up here. My alma mater, University of Nebraska, actually is, well, let me switch back over here. Why is that doing that? Has a redox biology center. So we have universities all over the world that are working with ASEA to study this amazing technology of redox signaling. It is the new frontier and the future of health and wellness as we know it. I'm going to watch a short video here with Hunter Dean. He is our Senior Vice President of Research and Development to talk a little bit more about the science and the company behind this technology and breakthrough.
In today's fast-paced world, our bodies are constantly under stress from pollution, poor diet, and environmental toxins. ASEA has found a way to help your body stay resilient, balanced, and thriving at the cellular level. Since 2010, ASEA has been the pioneer in redox technology and the leading company to bring to market the first product in the world certified to contain active redox signaling molecules. Now, what does redox signaling mean? At the heart of cellular health lies a powerful process, redox signaling. Redox, which is short for reduction and oxidation, is the transfer of energy via electrons. These tiny, high-energy redox molecules are essential for good communication between cells. When we feel good, it's the result of a harmony between the trillions and trillions of cells in our body. Redox signaling molecules are natively produced within every cell in your body. They act as cell activators and cellular messengers. These molecules carry the messages that tell your cells to activate antioxidants, which are your body's natural defense against damage. Antioxidants are like bodyguards. They protect your cells, but they can't do their job unless redox signaling molecules tell them to. Oxidative stress creates an imbalance between pro-oxidants and antioxidants, or in other words, between the harmful molecules and the protective ones. An imbalance can be a result of several environmental factors, such as exposure to pollutants, infections, poor diet, and toxins. To counter this, your body utilizes redox signaling molecules to communicate and to help maintain a healthy balance between pro-oxidant and antioxidants. Your health depends on a balance between oxidative stress and antioxidant defenses. As we age and as stress and environmental toxins inundate our lives and weaken our defenses, normal cellular function declines, and with it, the body's ability to produce and maintain a proper balance of redox signaling molecules. That's when cell function starts to slow down and we feel the effects: less energy, slower recovery, and weaker defenses. For many years, researchers have explored ways to supplement redox signaling molecules in your body to combat the effects of age, toxins, and environmental stress. In 2007, ASEA founders Vertus and Tyler Norton saw the potential in a revolutionary redox technology developed by a biotech company and acquired it. After extensive research and laboratory testing, ASEA has developed a patented technology that replicates these naturally occurring molecules outside of the body. ASEA is the first product in the world certified to contain active redox signaling molecules. Historically, only manufactured in small quantities, a team of researchers spent months finding a way to scale the production of redox signaling molecules in a shelf-stable form. Since the company's inception in 2010, tens of millions of bottles of ASEA and Renew 28 tubes have been sold, and ASEA now operates in 34 markets, impacting millions of lives around the world. Redox signaling molecules are extremely tiny, so small that they can easily move in and out of your cells. Upon entering a cell, these molecules act like an on-off switch by donating their energy to initiate cell signaling and help your body respond dynamically to stress and maintain redox homeostasis, the balance between oxidants and antioxidants, which is key to staying healthy. These molecules trigger a cascade effect that enhances resilience and wellness. Redox technology operates at the genetic and cellular level, influencing the entire body. When your cells talk clearly, your whole body works better. Unlike symptom-focused treatments, redox addresses the root cause, restoring cellular communication, which is essential for maintaining overall health. Manufactured exclusively at the Redox Center in Utah, in the United States, ASEA has earned several certifications, including FDA registration, NSF certification, and GMP compliance with annual audits, resulting in consistent top grades. We hold both halal and kosher certifications as well. And our facility operates with world-class quality control, ensuring every product meets the highest standards. Safety testing with Eurofins, a world leader in bioanalytical testing, confirmed that ASEA's redox signaling products are non-cytotoxic and non-mutagenic, underscoring product safety. A German independent dermatological institute, Dermatest, affirms Renew 28 and Redox Gold's impressive results for safety and efficacy with the highest 5-star rating for both products. BQC Redox Laboratories in Spain certify the presence of active redox signaling molecules in our products. ASEA has also patented the processes used to produce its redox products. Redox signaling is a growing area of science that looks at how cells talk to each other. Tens of thousands of studies have been published on this topic, and interest is growing fast. ASEA is deeply invested in advancing the science behind redox signaling, partnering with universities globally to validate and explore the mechanisms of action and the applications of redox technology. We partner with top universities like the University of Bath in the UK and the University of Sydney in Australia on studies researching the next generation of redox and the impact of those molecules on different types of cells. One big discovery: the research conducted independently by both universities found that the NRF2 pathway was significantly impacted by redox signaling molecules. What is NRF2? NRF2 is the master switch regulator for combating oxidative stress. It plays a crucial role in regulating the body's antioxidant response. It helps protect cells from oxidative stress and inflammation. NRF2 is essential for maintaining cellular health, making it a key player in overall well-being and relevant in various medical contexts, such as cardiovascular protection, gut health, and a healthy stress response. One key finding in the research was that supplementation with redox signaling molecules increased NRF2 activity by up to 60%. But that's not all. Another key finding from those two universities is that these molecules increase cells' production of protective proteins like glutathione, which play an important role in prompting overall balance. Glutathione is a powerful bodyguard for your cells. It's a natural antioxidant that your body makes, and its job is to protect your cells from harm. The research revealed that supplementation with redox signaling molecules increased glutathione production by 40%. In short, ASEA redox-based products help and boost your cells to do what they're already designed to do. At ASEA, we've pioneered an entirely new category in health science. We own the process, the patents, and the know-how. Redox is at our core. With that, we offer something entirely different and entirely ours. Our redox signaling technology speaks the body's own cellular language, helping it restore, renew, and respond the way it was meant to. ASEA is native to the body. It's not hype, it's science.
Right. Let me switch here. Just a second here. Another thing I wanted to show you on this website here, and I'll put the link in the chat. There are so much research around redox, but also around athletes and redox. So I'll give you this link here with some of the science and some of the information about the athletes using ASEA. Let me put this in the chat here. And again, we're probably just going to get the tip of the iceberg today, kind of maybe introduce a few things that you've not heard of before, but this website will have a video with some of the athletes using ASEA. Gold medal winners. There's another interview that we did with several athletes using ASEA, but you can see there's several Olympic athletes as well as world champion age group athletes that are taking advantage of the redox ASEA advantage. Get back over to my slide here. All right. So again, we're going to talk about endurance, strength, and recovery. You know, not even for just athletes, but for all of us. We all need to live younger, longer, and redox can help us all do that, no matter what age we are as an athlete. See, let me switch here. What happened? There we go. All right. Get this to move forward here. So one of the studies that kind of impressed me when I first started looking at this was a study they did at the Human Performance Lab in North Carolina, where they took mice and they gave them a 7-day study with taking redox. And just in 7 days, their metabolites shifted enough that they actually ran 29% farther because they were using more fat as fuel. And that's what we found with our human participants too, that you can actually increase your endurance because you're being more efficient using your energy. So again, some of the Olympic athletes using this, but just athletes across the board are getting a huge advantage. And what I find interesting, you may not know about that because once they find this, they don't really want to tell anybody else because they have an advantage because of using ASEA. So, but we have athletes across the world using ASEA to help their athletic performance. Some of you I met actually got to experience this Redox Gold when I met you at the coaches convention here a couple days ago. This is our first targeted product, which is amazing for athletes and just those of us in general that have been athletes and may have some residual effects of being an athlete back in our day. So we're going to watch a short video here so you can learn a bit about this Redox Gold.
Hi, my name's Alan Noble and welcome to this short video where I'm excited to introduce you to Redox Gold, relief and recovery for joint and muscle discomfort. But first, a little background. In 2009, a company called ASEA launched a new category of health supplement that health and medical experts have called one of the single greatest health science breakthroughs of our lifetime. ASEA Redox, or as some call it, the Big Blue Bottle, is the world's first and only cell signaling supplement, harnessing the power of redox signaling molecules, helping your body signal and communicate the critical messages for health and vitality. After another 5 years of research and development, the company launched Renew 28, a topical gel version of the same signaling technology that has a profound impact on the look and feel of your skin, improving the appearance of wrinkles, elasticity, tone, texture, stretch marks, cellulite, blemishes, redness, irritation, and even skin cell blood flow. Now, up to this point, ASEA's redox signaling technology was broad spectrum in nature, with studies showing that ASEA Redox could enhance signaling not just at the cellular level, but also at the profound depths of the genetic level, positively impacting 5 major areas of health: immune function, inflammatory response, cardiovascular health, digestive health, and hormone balance. Now, 2 universities studying these genetic pathways in more detail began to ask a very powerful question. If ASEA Redox and Renew 28 are broad spectrum signaling technologies, playing all 88 keys on the piano, if you will, would it be possible to create a targeted signaling technology that focuses all of its power on just a few keys on the piano? Well, after 3 years of university research and 40 iterations of a product, ASEA now has developed the next generation of its redox signaling technology, Redox Gold. Redox signaling molecule.
All right, here we go. Jump ahead there.
Redox Gold contains targeted redox signaling molecules infused with molecular gold to support the body's natural inflammatory response that leads to enhanced relief and recovery for sore joints and muscles. Thermographic imaging detects the temperature of the skin where areas of elevated discomfort and tension exhibit higher skin temperatures, showing up as reds and pinks in color. In a series of temperature-controlled thermographic testing, participants with discomfort were asked to apply Redox Gold in the targeted areas and then wait 15 minutes until a second set of images could be taken. As you can see, the results speak for themselves, with the reds and pinks turning to cool blues and greens. Not only did every participant show positive results in their thermographic images, but 100% experienced rapid relief with only 1 application of Redox Gold. So how is this possible? Well, NRF2, or NRF2 as it's sometimes called, is an important genetic pathway that signals the production of your body's master antioxidant, glutathione. In testing, it was shown that Redox Gold could increase NRF2 expression by 160%, a very significant increase. Now, this leads to an increase of glutathione production of up to 70% in healthy cells and 280% in compromised cells, which brought these compromised cells back to 98% normal. Now, the universities were so stunned by these results that they repeated the tests multiple times to ensure their findings were accurate, and of course, they were. Now, the science is great, but the results that people are experiencing make Redox Gold a game changer, with many experiencing results within minutes, sometimes even seconds, allowing them to once again live life to the fullest. And Redox Gold is more than just relief, it's also a recovery product, with many users noticing their baseline of discomfort improving over time. It's estimated that 70% of people over the age of 50 experience some kind of joint discomfort, which means either you hurt or you know someone who's hurting. So the very best thing you can do is apply Redox Gold on yourself or a loved one and experience relief and recovery like never before. And of course, all ASEA products are backed by a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. This is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today, and bye for now.
Yeah, I think.
Hi, my name's Alan Noble and welcome to this.
get to the next screen here. Just to kind of reiterate some of the things that Alan was sharing, that Alan's one of our outstanding field leaders, along with Dr. Silverman, who you're going to hear from here in just a minute. But they found by adding different compounds to the redox gel that gold was the catalyst that drove the redox energy into the pathway that affects relief and recovery, that NRF2 pathway. This is a game-changing product. I mean, all of our products are amazing, but this one, you can experience it almost immediately, if not within a few seconds. The thermographic images really tell the story of before and after application, one application with redox gold. And again, the reds kind of show the discomfort and the heat in the body. And then 15 minutes later, you can see the change of how this actually addresses. So I'm thinking from an athlete standpoint, a coach standpoint, you're playing in those long day tournaments, preseason, you're giving it all out there, you've had a short turnaround. Just think what this could do for you and your athletes when you need to recover quickly. It's going to help you get back on the court and feeling better much sooner. So I'm going to actually have Ruth Nelson, one of my members, one of my mentors in volleyball. She's a 5-time Hall of Famer. She's still out there doing her thing with helping young kids and working to develop volleyball. And she's going to share a little bit about her experience. So let me stop my share and bring Ruth up here. I called Ruth a couple years ago about this, and like many of us, we'd never heard of redox before. She thought I was nuts. Like, what are you talking about? But I convinced her to at least try it, and 2 years later, she's still using it. And with her life and her schedule, it's amazing what she's still doing. So Ruth, maybe you can share a little bit about your experience with ASEA Redox.
Well, being in sports I've known Sandy for 44 years, and I've been in youth sports for 56 years, but have had the privilege of coaching and training many Olympic volleyball players. And I spend the majority of my time now with kids that are 10 and under, and I've spent the last 25 years of that. And you are exactly right. I thought Sandy was crazy. And I see Brenda's on there, and she's probably shaking her head the same. And I've always been out of the box thinking, and I thought, okay, now I'm no longer 50 years old. I'm in the moving up, but I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing, and I'll try anything. And so Sandy initially, and the reason why I always say this: if I know somebody who has an animal and they try it, or a friend, or a mom and myself. Well, my mom's passed away, so I couldn't do that. So I decided for myself and a friend and a friend's dog. And I'll briefly tell you about all of the three of those. But I do my regular workouts, which I usually do 3 to 4 times a week. And it's usually a 2 hour to 2.5 hours. And then on Sundays, I train for 7 hours straight. Most people who come in and do private lessons, they come in and do 2 hours and then they're gone. But I go 7 hours with all different ages. And I recently just got back from the ASEA convention, which I spent like 10 to 12 hours a day, getting not a heck of a lot of sleep, and then jumped in yesterday and did 7 more hours. So I said, Sandy, I'll try this. And so I had skin cancer. And you would never want this person to ever do your skin, because he put a big old chunk in. A lot of times kids say, Coach Ruth, how'd you do that? And I said, a player got mad at me and she bit my arm, and it looks just like someone bit it. And it's funny, as a guy who does performance training, he said to me, he says, Ruth, your arm looks really different. And I said, well, I'm just trying this, Robert, I don't really believe in all this stuff, but I'll try it. And he noticed a difference in my arm, and I was using it on my body, and I was doing a little bit at a time, taking the look and thinking all the time, oh, Sandy is crazy, And so as that started to develop, then I had some, introduced some friends, on different aspects. Maybe hands during the winter time get cracked, and they were using the Renewed 28. The gold wasn't here yet, so I used the Renewed 28, and they had good success with that. And then my neighbor has a dog, and just recently I asked, are they still giving like 2 ounces or 3 ounces or 4 ounces to the dog? Because I thought, okay, if the dog takes it and drinks it, there's got to be something that's different than water. So the dog will go and scratch the person's leg, and it's like they want something, and they don't go to their water bowl. They go to the ASEA bowl, and the dog goes 3 to 4 ounces a day. Now, do I know all the aspects. I'm not like Sandy and Dr. Silverman. I'm someone who's just a practical person. So I said, okay, now with that little about experience, I'm not stopping taking it. Now I took the little containers to the AVCA, and I take that on Sundays, and I sip that during the daytime. Sandy's got those, and I use those, but I usually do anywhere from 4 to 6 ounces. Am I involved in all the other aspect? I'm involved in. I don't want to stop because I've been in it a long time, and I feel great. And how many people? I won't tell you my age, but how many people over 70 do 3 hours of workout? Besides, of course, Brenda. Some of my friends that do that, but you don't do that. You walk, you get on the treadmill, I do the bike, then I do my weights, and then I get in the pool and do 30 laps. So I want to stay healthy, and I'm always willing to try things, but I haven't tried anything for this particular aspect of skin, redox molecule, and so forth. But I'm just happy that Sandy isn't crazy.
That's great. Thanks, Ruth. Yeah, you can tell Ruth's a little fired up, very energetic and passionate about what she does. So I'm so glad that she listened and she tried it, and here 2 years later, she's still getting the benefits of ASEA. So I'm going to switch over here and let me find David here. David, I'm going to put you on Spotlight. There you are. All right. And welcome Dr. David Silverman to our call today. He's the reason that any of us know about this, because he told somebody who told somebody who told somebody, and we all thought they were crazy when they first told us, like he probably did. But he's going to share a little bit about the use of ASEA, expectations, the safety. So I'm going to turn it over to David and let him take the wheel here.
Okay. Hi, Sandy. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Well, we're very happy to be here. And just to give, and hopefully we can answer everybody's questions about this. I've been involved with this for 15 years. My background is traditional medicine, podiatry. I was board certified in foot surgery, foot and ankle surgery, and own my own practice in the Washington, D.C. area. I've sold my practice now. I'm 65. I feel like I'm in my 30s. I don't take any medications. Been drinking this since 2011 now. And I'm not an athlete, to be honest with you. I play golf, but a lot of times I'll play 3 rounds in a day. I'll play a round with my friends for about 4 hours, and then I'll go out and play 2 more rounds. It takes me 3 hours to play 2 rounds with a cart, but it's a lot of running around. And I don't use ibuprofen anymore. That's the point of this. I know we're focusing on the athletic performance and recovery benefits of this breakthrough. But I used to take ibuprofen for my back playing golf once a week. Now I'm in Florida, I'm looking at the golf course right now every day. So there is a profound benefit for athletic performance and recovery with this. But it goes way beyond that. I would not be involved with this as a business if it was just for the athletic performance benefits, which are incredible. But there's health benefits that no matter how much somebody wants to win, if someone in their family has a bad disease and they're going to die, they don't really care about winning the tournament anymore. They want to save their loved one. And while sometimes people knowing about this product can be the difference between life and death, a lot of people just live with issues, whether it's skin issues or joint issues or blood sugar issues or blood pressure issues, and they don't know this exists. That's my passion. My passion is people who want to get well and not just treat symptoms with pharmaceuticals, and people who want to stay well and stay young. And that's me. I do not feel like I'm 65 years old. And people say you don't take any medications, you must have good genes. My parents were all on medications at 65. My grandparents were. I'm not. And the difference is I've been drinking this for 14 years. And a friend brought it to me 15 years ago, December of 10, not knowing my dad had just been diagnosed with something pretty bad with his cells, an issue that no one wants to hear they have in any part of their body, whether it's their prostate or their breast or their lung. I think we all know what I'm talking about. But that was my initial reason for looking into this. But the beautiful thing about it, which has been covered already, is that what's in this bottle and what's in these tubes, first of all, it's a breakthrough for humanity, but also it's inside of us already. Our cells make this. This is not a pharmaceutical. This is not a great molecule that they found in the bark of a tree at the Amazon that helps, blood pressure. That a drug company takes it and creates what's called an isomer, a mirror image of the molecule, so they can patent it and make a lot of money. Now it's toxic, more toxic, but they can patent it. This is something that's in us. It's native to the body. It's just that we all produced more when we were younger. So when we were young, you produce a lot. And as soon as you go through puberty, your mitochondria decline and you produce less in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. So I'm 65, I'm making this much right now. Next year, I'll make this much. The next year, I'll make this much. When I'm 80, I'll make this much. But I drink this, and it's identical to what's in me, and it's raising my levels up to what they were when I was younger. And it doesn't cure you or heal you. It amplifies signaling everywhere in the body, from the gene to the cell, from bad cells to the immune system to come in and get rid of the bad cells. Well, children have a lot. So the signaling is loud and clear. So the body's immune system can hear when there are bad cells in the joint or bad cells in the breast or bad cells in the liver. And I'm not just talking about mutating. I'm talking about just worn out cells that need to be replaced. Children heal fast. When you're a child and you're playing, I used to play tackle football after school. No gear, we just threw each other down on the ground. The next day, we'd all go to school. We didn't have aches and pains. We just went to school the next day. Well, I noticed that as I got even in my 20s, you get thrown down on the ground, you're not sick, you get up, but you can feel it the next day. By the time you're in your 30s, you really feel it, and professional athletes don't even usually make it through their 30s. They're gone because they can't bounce back. And I'm just talking about injuries. I'm not talking about athletic performance and VO2 max and all of that. So Sandy asked me to come on and go through, how to use it properly and proper timeline expectations, and the fact that there's no risks with this, because the fact that it is in us already and the body makes it from saline, your body makes it from 4 atoms, sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. That makes it very, very, very unique. So let me just share a couple slides here. Sandy, how much time do I have? Do I have 8 minutes?
You know what? It's 1:38. So 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, you're good.
All right, so let's talk. And there's a slide on here for athletes. I do a Zoom every Saturday, and I go through this. Well, I'm not doing it this Saturday because it's New Year's, but every Saturday I go through this because the product is as safe as water. And there's no medication that's as safe as water. And people, there are two things that stop people from saying, I want to know more. One, they think it's just salt water, which it's not. Company's 16 years old. They've done almost $2 billion in sales. They're in 35 countries. You couldn't fool somebody with salt water that long. But also, like the questions like, that they have, like why they may not be able to take it. But this is a breakthrough. So I'm going to talk about safety versus pharmaceuticals and with pharmaceuticals, safety for athletes that have to be concerned about banned substances, safety for people with diet restrictions, and safety for the wallet, okay? Because it comes with a money-back guarantee, which is kind of nice. But more importantly, the other ones are the more important questions. But understand that if you are new to this, you're going to try to fit this in a category. You're going to try to say, is this a pharmaceutical? Is it a nutritional? It's nothing like that. It is a breakthrough. And breakthroughs come along in the history of mankind periodically. They do. The automobile, the telephone, the cell phone, the internet. Well, a big one that happened was something that made it better than lighting a room with a flame. So making a comparison here. Until 1879, every person on this planet, if they wanted to light a dark room, it either had to be with moonlight or a flame. It was the only way you could light a room. No one could fathom another way to do it because nothing existed. And then there was an invention, the light bulb. And it changed things. It's just, it lights the room better and it's safer. You knock a candle over in your house, you can burn down your house and kill the people in your house. You knock a light bulb over, you break the light bulb, right? So I put the light bulb over the bottle here because understand that this is a breakthrough. It's very different than anything else. It just does not fit a category because it's in you. It's made from salt and water. So safety versus pharmaceuticals. When you take a pharmaceutical, you can be allergic to it. When you take a pharmaceutical, it could interact with another pharmaceutical and cause serious problems in the body. And three, pharmaceuticals have dosages, not just prescriptions, but aspirin, Tylenol, everything has dosages. Why do they have dosages? Because they're poisonous. Every medicine is toxic. That's why you can't take 10 Tylenol for a bad headache. In fact, most people, if they took 10 Tylenol, it would kill them. And people say, oh, well, it's over the counter. It doesn't matter. It's very, very toxic. Okay. Now, the light bulb versus the candle, the flame. Who could be allergic to this product? Not one person on the planet because it's in everybody. My dog drinks it. Puppies are healthier than older dogs. It's just this is a breakthrough. Will it interfere with medicines that you might be taking? No, because it's already in you. It's in everybody. You know, this is so safe. You can spray it in your eyes. You have eye issues. You can breathe it into your lungs if you have lung issues, breathing issues. It's that safe. What about toxicity? There is no toxicity. Every medicine, as I said, will kill you if you take enough of it. Every single one, because every medicine has a measurement that is determined when they test the medicine, the pharmaceutical on animals before humans. It's called the LD50, and it stands for lethal dose 50. At what dosage did that drug kill half the rats? Every medicine has one. LD50. At what dosage, which is milligrams of drug to kilogram of animal, usually sometimes it's microgram of drug to kilogram of animal, did it kill half the rats? Literally kill half. And then the FDA makes the drug company, Pfizer, Merck, whoever it is, dilute it, and start their human trials, right? With a quote unquote acceptable number of side effects. All right. And that ratio, milligram of drug to kilogram of animal, is the same ratio for humans. It's the same ratio, just we're bigger. What was the LD50 on ASEA? They couldn't find one. It's a breakthrough. It's not a pharmaceutical. If you drink too much of it, your body converts the excess back into saline. Now, I'm going to give you an example of toxicity. This is the most popular topical for arthritis. Okay, now we can't say that our product works for arthritis because it's not a medicine. So I will not say medicine, I will not say arthritis, I will not say pain. I'll use the term discomfort. I'm just showing you this, which is called diclofenac, is the generic, that is going to be, I think they predict it'll be a $3 billion drug by 2030 because of the aging population. But I underlined something on here. And I put a question mark. Why would it say on a topical medication, not for use on any other body area, such as your back, your hip, and your shoulder? And it says you can use it on your hand, your wrist, your elbow, your foot, your ankle, and your knee. But why in the world can't you use it on your shoulder? And the reason is it's toxic. The reason is toxicity. And these areas of the body, you know what they are? They're bigger surface areas than the foot or the elbow or the wrist. So when you put this on your shoulder, it is going into your bloodstream and it will damage your kidney and your liver. So people don't notice this, but when people are hurting, they're going to put on whatever they can do, especially athletes, to be able to perform. But it's doing nothing to help the body heal itself. It's doing nothing to help the body heal itself. All right. So, with regards to safety for athletes, which is important for this group, it's produced in an FDA registered production facility, and then it's shipped to 35 countries around the world. It's NSF certified, most importantly, NSF Sport certified and WADA approved. Now, WADA doesn't approve products, but World Anti-Doping Agency does approve ingredients. So it is approved by the ingredients that are in here. Safety for diet restrictions, certified kosher, certified halal, gluten and dairy free. And for people that have questions about the sodium because they have high blood pressure, most people drink 6 ounces a day. I drink 8 ounces a day. When I had that virus running around the world, I was drinking a whole bottle a day. I have a family member now who is drinking a whole bottle a day because he's told he's had a stage 4 of an issue that no one wants to hear they have in their body at 29 years old. Point is, it's non-toxic, but most people drink 6 ounces a day, and there's more sodium in a slice of bread. Safety for the wallet, money back guarantee for 30 days. So it's safe for the body and it's safe because there's a money back guarantee. And there's a built-in mechanism where people can actually get the product for free if they want to get it for free. The way you validate it is to take pictures of your skin. This is one way. Take pictures of wrinkles, take pictures of pimples, take pictures of scars, take pictures of sunburn, take pictures of warts on your horse's nose that are not responding, and you just start using the non-toxic product. This is what you do. Two forms that are important to validate it. And remember, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. But these two forms that we have people print, anybody who's interested in proving it's real, for whatever their motivation is. It could be their father is sick. It could be they don't sleep well. It could be they have an autistic child. It could be they don't like their wrinkles. It could be athletic performance. They want an edge. Having an experience with it just negates any negativity about this. People saying, oh, it's just salt water, this. I think we're all old enough to know that just because it's on Google doesn't mean it's true. Once someone has an experience with it, they know that it's real. All right. So the form on the left is you're using the gels for people that have something that hurts them. Right. And that test on 10, let me turn my phone off. It keeps ringing. Teston10.com shows how to use the gel. You go see 10 people with the product with a 30-day money back guarantee. They watch the little video. They tell you the area of their body that hurts them. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the level of hurting 1 to 10? 10 is agony. They can't even move it. 1 is, maybe my neck's a little stiff. And they just follow the instructions to use the gels. And what I recommend you do is do this because I want you to watch what happens to 9 out of 10 people, as Sandy said, within seconds to minutes. And when someone has an experience with the gel so quickly that's made from salt and water and gold, and they could be negative people saying, I don't believe it's going to work. It doesn't matter. If they're honest and you watch, they can't do a deep knee bend. 10 minutes later, they're bouncing up and down. It draws your attention to the more important product. The gel shocks people, right? But it draws their attention to say, maybe I should investigate this, the drink that goes to every single cell of the body. And the way that you validate the liquid is not a 10-minute test, it's a 90-day test. And what you do is you're not just baselining things that hurt, you're baselining any digestive issues you have. You're baselining your mood that crosses the blood-brain barrier. You're baselining the person's memory. Maybe they're always losing their keys or they can't remember your name anymore, right? Maybe it's you got numbness in your feet, so it's under neurological. All right. Maybe it's you got a blood sugar issue. What's your blood sugar in the morning? Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you've got your wheeze when you're around a dog. Maybe you have ringing in your ears. Maybe you have floaters in your eyes. Maybe your libido isn't what it was. Remember, when you're younger, you don't have a lot of these things because your body's producing more of this, right? And by the way, a pharmaceutical company tried to buy this technology and the patents and the intellectual property and the trade secrets, and the founders of the company refused a massive offer. Pharmaceutical companies do a lot of good in this world. Thank God we have them. But let me tell you something. They do not want people well. If the world is well, they don't make money. That's just a fact. And chronic illness, our answer, and the way I was trained as a doctor, is make a diagnosis and take medications, prescribe the right medication or do the right surgery. And sometimes it's needed, especially in crisis situations. But medicines don't make you well. They just cover the symptoms. They just make it so you can go on with your life because your body's not doing what it used to do. All right. So you baseline everything. Now including, see, it says athletic performance there. You want a baseline athletic performance. So it could be stamina, endurance. Have you ever run a negative split? How much weight do you lift? Run to exhaustion and see how long it takes your blood pressure and pulse to come back to normal. Before you start using this on day 0, you're getting a baseline on everything, right? And take pictures. So this is how we all have to prove it to ourselves because then we reassess at day 7, 30, and 90. Usage instructions are this. You stay well hydrated. You're going to detox. Just like when you get a massage, they give you water because they've massaged toxins out of your cell. Your body's going to release a hell of a lot of toxins because your body's turning over bad cells. They're being replaced with good ones. Well, the garbage has to get out. So drink a lot of water. It comes with a little 2-ounce cup, 60 ml cup. pour the liquid into the cup, put it in your mouth, and hold it for 30 seconds. Swish it and swallow it. Why? Because it gets into your bloodstream through absorption through tissues, not through digestion through the small intestine. Okay? Do not mix this with anything. If you mix it with juice or milk or anything organic, it will weaken it. Also, saliva will weaken it. So don't drink out of the bottle. Pour it in the cup, put the cap back on it. Now, they do make sports pouches in the US and Canada. They have 8-ounce sports pouches that have a one-way valve on there, a little nipple with a one-way valve. Athletes love it because they can take it on the court, they can take it on the field, they can run with it, and you can squeeze it and you can drink right out of it because the one-way valve will prevent saliva from going inside of it. The other thing you want to avoid is putting it in metal. Now, if braces in the mouth is okay, but don't put it in a metal dish for your dog. We put our ASEA in a glass bowl, not the food dish. Metal will deactivate it too. Doesn't make it dangerous, just weakens it, just like organic material. Braces in the mouth are okay, but that's the way you take it properly. Now, how much to take? The first week, you drink 4 ounces a day. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee. You should commit to go 90, and I'll show you why. And in 30 days, I can only get 60% of people to have dramatic changes if they follow these instructions. First week, 4 ounces a day. At day 7, you reassess. Have you seen anything significant change? Have you seen anything significant change? Odds are 15% chance you will. 15% of people are fast responders. They're like, oh my God, this works. Something dramatic changed. Now, they can just stay at 4 ounces a day and see if things continue to change, okay? But the number for most people is 6 ounces a day. The people that got the fast respond, we call them fast responders, all right? For the 85% of people who didn't see anything significant, they should double it to what we call the magic 8. What is that for? 8 ounces a day. And they stay there until they see something significant change. And the only reason we don't start people at 8, some people just ignore me and do it, and it's fine. You increase the chance of detox symptoms, which could be lethargy, could be your joints ache, could be you're tired, could get a rash, you could get a stomach upset. It's not the product in the blue bottle doing that. It's the toxins that are being released. You want to flush them out. So you double it to 8 ounces a day, and then what? You stay there until you see something significant happen. And if you do that, by day 90, 90% of people have. Okay? So the gel, 90% of people see a dramatic change with discomfort in 10 minutes. The drink, 90% do in 90 days, see something dramatic shift. I'm not saying you're 18 years old again by day 90. What I'm saying is the product has validated itself, and now you know the value of it. I will never not have this product, ever. So, what the studies have shown is most people, 6 ounces seems to be the amount that most people need. All right. Now, I did tell you that there are times I drink the whole 32-ounce bottle a day. I'm going to Asia to speak in March for 3 weeks. I can't afford to get sick on those airplanes. I'll be drinking a bottle a day for a week before I go, a bottle a day for the whole 3 weeks. I'll be putting in a nebulizer and breathing into my lungs. I have to stay healthy. I mean, I get sick maybe once every 2 years. I just can't afford to get sick when they're expecting me to speak to thousands of people. But 6 ounces a day seems to be the number. And so they have, and this is just getting into cost so people understand what the cost is. With the money back guarantee for a month, most people get 6 bottles of ASEA. It's an essentials bundle, a free tube of the Renew 28 gel, which is for wrinkles and other skin issues. Okay, it's free, and free shipping, and a tube of the gold, the Redox Gold. And the most common thing that people order is this deluxe bundle, $270, and you get free product every time you have a subscription, which is, it's not a contract. You can cancel whenever you want. You have your own account. You push it. If you don't want it, you just say, I don't want it. But every time it processes, it starts at 5%, goes to 30% back in free product. So if you look at that bundle, $270, and you're getting up to $81 in addition, free product. Okay, because that's what I've been on it for so long. I get it every month. If you go to Amazon, or anybody goes to Amazon, what you're looking at there will cost $458.50 versus $270, and you do not get any percentages back in free product. So hopefully that's helpful, Sandy, for everybody that's here. I know there are a lot of people here who already know what this product is and have heard me share this before. But that's the best way that shows there's no risk physically, there's no risk banned substance wise, there's no risk financially, and that's how you use the product
Great.
properly.
Thank you. I put a note in there if anybody has any questions, but I'm going to go across here. Now, we had several people register who weren't able to attend today, so I told them I would get them the video. So that was a really good recap of that. Let me bring myself up also on the screen here. I always like to promote, how much you're helping us with this. We do a lot of education, and David does a wonderful Saturday morning, Success Saturday. So you'll get this information in the recap email, and no questions there. But I'm also going to bring up here one of the things I'm helping Ruth with. This is a business of helping other people, and Ruth has been a very consistent user. So if you want to get started, you get back to the person that invited you on this call today, or you can use these QR codes here that are Ruth's codes to take you out to her shopping site, and you can get started today if you're ready. If not, we'll follow up with some more information for you. But I just really want to thank you for coming today. And let me stop my share.
And Sandy, I thought I'd mention the other site that people can get information at is gettingyoungerclub.com. And there's a link there for athletics. There's a link there for animals. There's a testimonial site if you want to look up blood sugar or breathing problems or infertility or whatever it is. It's there. And I think that Sandy, you or Ruth can give them the password. Some of them need a password to get in. I'd say they can reach out to you to get it. But it's listening to what has happened to people and animals that's the most impactful thing to me. The studies are all great. There's a link there for studies, but it's saying, let me kick the tires and see what happens. You go see 10 people who are hurting, and you print this form. Go see your mother, your father, whoever it is, their back, their knee, and as God is my witness, you'll know. You do it on 10 people, you will know that there's something really significant here, and even the most closed-minded person. And saying, I'm going to prove it doesn't work. They'll go do that on 10 people, and then they're going to come back and say, why don't we know about this? It kind of rocks their world that something this dramatic can exist. And it's a little scary too. When you find out something like this works like it does, you think, well, what else is out there that they're not telling us about?
Hey, Sandy, there was going to be two things. One is I usually am at my computer probably 6 to 8 hours a day. And my knees were hurting me so bad. I was using the Renew 28, but when the Gold came out, I did use it on there one day, and then the next day I didn't use it. Because we're always testing. If we're former athletes, I'm not Silverman. He can do that many rounds of golf. That's great. I'm not on the golf course, but at the convention there was a gal that came up to me, and she barely was walking, and she said, "Ruth, you wouldn't believe how my knee is so swollen. I mean, it was huge." I said, "Here, I want to try something on you." And I put a little bit of the Gold on her knee. And I mean, it was so swollen. And she got out there and she goes, Ruth came back like 5 minutes later and said, "What was that?" Because I feel better. I said, no, you don't feel better. Because I try to convince her she doesn't feel better. She says, no, I feel better. So the Gold I have used more often on some of my athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. Well, I'm glad we can all get together here today. It's our first go around with the Redox for Athletic Performance, but Redox for Health is really what I'm all about as well. And I really want to thank Dr. Silverman and Ruth for being on our initial athletic performance webinar here. I think a lot of great information. I encourage you, if you're watching this recording, to get back to one of us. I'll just say one more thing, and I was at the convention. It was really great to be around the volleyball world again. 3,000 attendees. Not one person that I spoke to there had ever heard of ASEA or Redox. And even though we've been around 15 years and we're in 36 countries, this is the best kept secret. And it's only that you got caught up in the ripple effect, that I got caught up in the ripple that Dr. Silverman talks about. You drop a pen and you tell somebody about it, who tells somebody about it. This biotech company could only have gone to market through word of mouth referral marketing. There's no way someone is going to walk into a store and look at something made from salt water and know what it is. So we're really hoping to engage other people who want to help bring this to market. Huge opportunity, especially for coaches or anybody who wants to help other people. So there's that opportunity as well. All right, any parting thoughts from Dr. Silverman or Ruth there, and we'll wrap it up.
Doesn't hurt to try.
That's look, everybody is going to know about this product. Everybody will know. There's some things happening in 26 that are going to propel this to the next level. And everybody deserves to know. I mean, everybody is made up of cells and everybody's getting older and everybody's producing less of this every day of their life. And you start seeing what happens to us. So it really is priceless. It's kind of like analogies, penicillin. Penicillin and this are kind of similar in that penicillin is a drug, but penicillin was discovered in 1928 by accident and everybody laughed at it. Why would I give the experts, the doctors, why would I give my patients a bread mold? Why would I do that? They have infections there, And then a crisis happened and they decided to really give it a go. And that was World War II. Look it up. So you had something was made from bread mold. It was like, how could that even be real? That's ridiculous. But it was real. The people that were using it knew it was real, but all the masses laughed at it. Ha ha, proven that it works. This is made from salt and water. Okay, the research goes back to the 90s, but the pharmaceutical company offer was turned down in '07. It came out in '09. We're 16 years in, and as you said, 3,000 people there. Nobody knows this exists. And if you just talk about it, maybe they believe. But you put the gel on their bad shoulder or back, and a 90% chance in a few minutes they say, "How did it do that?" Now you've got their attention to treat this as seriously as it should be treated.
Yeah, fabulous. All right. Well, thank you too for joining us. Thanks for the attendees. Thanks for those who will be watching this on the recording later on. And we're looking forward to a fantastic 2026. We're going to help everybody get healthy and well and live younger longer. All right. Have a good holiday, everybody.
And Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye. Bye.